Welcome to the show, it's just the facts. Where we break it down, don't hold them back. Don't get in your feelings, cause it's only the facts. We got all the tea on them relationships. We gon' break it down and shatter all the myths. Talk about mindset goals, growth, and money tips. We gon' break it down and keep it all legit. Heart, mind, body, soul. Ready, set, let's go. This is just the facts. Welcome to the show, it's just the facts.
Because the way that I vote is the way that
probably should stop that. All right, what's up? I'm Jay,
And I'm T.
and this is just the facts. Nothing but the facts. So help me God. So we gonna get right to it. And today we got our first episode ever. This is the inaugural episode of Just the Facts, something we've been planning and talking about and thinking about, trying to figure out how the hell are we gonna actually put this thing together for forever. And it's still not quite there yet. But if you don't start, you won't never start. So today we're gonna start with the topic of who's actually leading who in today's relationships in modern times. Just to start it off, let me get your opinion, T. Who do you think leads the relationship?
I think in today's society, mainly women are leading the relationship.
And I think I'm agreeing with that aspect for sure. It's a super complex thing, but it's a thing that I don't think even they don't really want, but they are garnering that. This
Yeah.
I found this video where this guy actually is talking about an egalitarian style relationship, but his is more so like where the lady or his woman leads the relationship entirely. And we're gonna discuss the pros and cons of this setup versus the setup that the guy David Cooley, who's actually the host of this podcast, and we're gonna watch this clip real quick and get straight into it. Let's see where we are here. I lost it. There we go.
Anyways, back to it. You came on here and you do have some different views,
Man,
and I want to have a
hold
space.
Hold up. I just realized I wasn't doing sound, and I wasn't okay. So you know what's about to happen? Because I wasn't recording in the first place, anyways. So what's about to happen is we about to do it all the way over from the 10 up, and then whenever I chop and clip this joint up, they ain't even gonna know what happened for real. You feel me? But you did your thing the first time. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
You ready? Let's get to it. Yeah. All right, what's up, gang? This is Jay Caesar.
And
No, I'm not Jay Caesar. I'm just Jay. Oh, shit. All right, cool. Hey, it's good, though, while we fucking up right now, because this is the reason why you start your podcast when people don't even be fucking watching. Because, hey, boy, this shit ugly already, boy.
Very ugly.
Boy, niggas ain't start recording. Niggas ain't had no audio. Niggas wasn't hearing the screen. Like, the people wasn't. We was hearing.
We hear everything.
But they wasn't hearing
Right.
shit.
That's
But either
no
way,
good.
though. All right. From the 10 out. Last time, last strike, a minute in, action.
And we're looking at this, right?
Looking at what? Nah, shit. We looking at the screen and we talking to each other.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we ain't in a movie. Yeah, it ain't that, man. I mean, if you wanna,
Okay.
if you wanna be a sincere person and you wanna directly, you know what I'm saying? Hey guys, yeah, then you want to, you know what I'm saying?
I got it. Okay. It's merely just for recording. Got it.
It's just so people can be here in the room with us and see, you know what I'm saying, what we got going on, what we doing, you know what I'm saying?
I got it. You did it wrong.
I was about to do size.
Dude.
I was about to do size. All right, for real. Let's start because we killing time right now.
Yeah.
All right, what's up? I'm Jay.
Hi, I'm T.
And this is Just the Facts. Nothing but the facts, so help me God. This is the first episode, the inaugural episode, and I thank you for joining us today. If you clicked on this video, you probably experiencing questions, doubts, maybe just curious about the topic of who's actually leading who in these modern times of relationships. Was it the man or is it the woman or is it equal? Is it how? What are we doing here? What's going on? So T, I'm gonna start by asking you, what do you think? Who do you think leading relationships today?
Well, I would say in modern day time, the woman is definitely leading the relationship.
Woman leading a relationship. She ain't leading this relationship, that's for sure.
Nah. But I'm okay with that.
But no, for real, yeah. I think in most relationships today, that is what's going on, and it's I think it's kind of the main reason for why relationships have been so unsuccessful. To be honest, I don't think females even really want that burden, but that's a topic for another. I mean, not another time, but later on in the show, because I think we gonna kind of all wrap all that into, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay. I think all of this is gonna come full cycle with the Gabrielle Union thing and the other lady. Who was the other lady you was reading about?
Journey.
Oh yeah, Journey Smollett. Yeah. So all of this is, I think, gonna all tie itself into one, and then it'll all paint the bigger picture of like, okay, yeah, we see who's leading, but is that really sustainable in creating a successful relationship? And ideally, what would be the best relationship to have if you want to have something successful in long term? But let's start by watching this video real quick with David Cooley and a guest. Don't know this guy's name, but he has the egalitarian mindset, and his wife leads their marriage. I think they've been married for quite some time though, but let's check out what they're talking about real quick.
Where we allow people that share different views like yourself. You're very blue pill, which is okay. I mean, which is not okay. It's very effeminate. I'm sure you probably are.
Feminine, all that stuff.
You probably zesty,
gummy
bear
I'm
pill.
Sassy,
Who knows?
I'm all of that. I'm a beta.
But my question for you is, do you think that...
My man said he a beta and all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and ask it this way. Do you think that in order for the relationship to work, the man must lead the relationship?
No. I think.
Okay, explain.
I think that actually for the. And this is just general, right? Because I don't speak in absolutes, and I know a lot of men don't understand. You know, men are most binary, but so no, I think that most
you did speak in absolutes when we first started the podcast. But fair enough. Go ahead. I'll let you explain. Go ahead.
Didn't actually. Yeah. So most men are not leaders. Most men are terrible at leadership. Statistically, men are bad leaders too, or worse than women. And I think that if you let as a man, if you are trying to be a leader, if you aspire to be a leader in your relationship, you're probably just an abusive man. Because why do you want to be a leader? Like, nobody that's actually a leader wants to be a leader. You know what I'm saying? Like, people who are real good leaders, I should say, people who are good leaders don't actually want to be leaders, because leadership is a lot. Leadership takes a lot. It's a lot. It's a heavy burden on you, right? Men want the title of the leader, but they don't want any of the responsibilities. Women take care of all the responsibilities, but don't care about the title of leadership. So yeah,
Okay.
I'll take being led by a woman. I don't give a fuck. It's all good. It works out for me.
So it works out for you. So your woman leads your relationship.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. So she's the leader.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. And I think most men, if they were honest, they would know that their woman leads the relationship. If you talk to them about it, the woman leads the relationship. She does the majority of the physical labor. She does the majority of the emotional labor. Therefore, they lead the relationship. In what way do men
So
lead?
your woman does more of the physical labor in your house?
Men in general. Not even just me, just men in general.
Okay,
Men in
but
general, most women do the majority of the labor in the home, and they do the majority of the emotional labor, mental labor. They do both. You're going to say no? You're going to say, nah, women don't do the majority of the housework, and women don't do the majority of the emotional labor in the relationship? That's cap.
I'm curious about how you think now. That's all I am. And yeah. I'm just writing down a few things of what you said, because I want to understand of how, like, why you think the way you think. I mean, you're pretty much saying that, yeah, it wouldn't be conducive for a man to lead a relationship. You already admitted and you said that's not what's best. So then are you insinuating that it should be equal, or the woman should lead? So this is another question.
Gotcha.
In your relationship, the woman leads your relationship, but do you think that it's best if it's equal, or is it best if the woman leads?
I think it's best if it's equal. I think the best relationship is an egalitarian relationship where there is no leader, where both people are equally, quote unquote, yoked, and they both contribute to the mental labor, physical labor, emotional labor, whatever, right? I think that's the best relationship. The outcomes are the best in those relationships. So yeah, but the state of men right now, most men are not equipped to lead. Most men are not smart enough to lead. Most men aren't emotionally intelligent enough to lead. And most men don't really have the desire to lead.
Are you smarter than your woman or no?
No. I don't think I'm smarter than my wife.
So you would say she's smarter?
I know she's more educated than me, but I don't think I'm more intelligent than her. I think we're about the same intelligence, but she's more educated than me. Yeah.
Okay. All right. This is interesting, man, because I don't get a lot of people like that shares like very vastly different worldviews than I do that come on a stream. Besides, if we're debating like maybe politics or religion and stuff like that. But this male and female intersexual dynamics, you view things differently. So this is interesting to me. You know what I mean? It's a lot of men that I did. Of course, I've been on podcasts like tonight's conversation where there's a lot of men that think like you do. Do you like that podcast?
Yeah, I've watched it before. I've never heard anybody on there that thinks like me.
No, you don't.
I've listened to it a few times. None of the main dudes on there think like
the main guy. He literally said the same thing that you said. He said that relationships should be equal between men and women. He believes in egalitarianism in relationships. So he pretty much said the same thing.
But
that's the owner of the podcast.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I think the differentiation I would say between he and I is because I've seen some of his content. He talks to, like, I don't give advice to women. I think that's weird when men give advice to women. Because I'm like,
fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. You don't give advice. That's a different side of things. But as far as the views, you share the same views. But as far as giving advice, you don't do it, but he does it. Okay, cool. Yeah. So then my next question would be, you said that you don't think that most men are equipped to lead relationships, and you think that it should be equal, like a partnership. And you also said in your own relationship, the woman leads your relationship. My next question is, in regards to that leadership, who do you think is, ask it this way, do you think that the woman wants a man to lead the relationship?
No. I think women want men.
Want it equal too.
Yeah, I think most women want men to be able to carry their own shit. But so in a relationship,
so women want it equal too. I figured
they want it equal. Yeah, it's to me the way that I look at it is like women have their own weight that they need to carry, right? Like we all have our own weight that we need to carry financially, emotionally, whatever, right? Men have their own weight that they need to carry. When men get in relationships with women, we turn around and we give her half, 70, 80% of our weight, and then we don't help her with any of hers. Now we carrying 20% of our shit. She carrying 180% of both of our shit combined. You know what I'm saying? And that's an unfair exchange in most relationships.
Well, that's your view of it. And in your own relationship, do you like? Can you tell your wife what to do? Like, can you get?
Try to tell a woman what. I think that's a weird.
Okay, you never
tell me what to. She doesn't tell me what to do. I don't tell her what to do. We're grown adult people now.
Okay, so she never. Okay, you never told her what to do. Like, listen, we need this done, that done. I need this done here. This is the direction of the relationship, and this is the direction of that our life is going. You never did that.
No, my wife.
Did she ever do that to you though?
No, my wife, and what I think most women have to do is my wife had to tell me. She has had to tell me things that I needed to do, like that had nothing to do with her, but just like, you know what I'm saying? Like women are constantly having to remind men to just do, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, don't forget you gotta pay that ticket. Don't forget you gotta, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, don't forget.
I understand. So she's constantly reminding you of, things that you maybe need to do because maybe you may forget some stuff. Now, my question is, are you constantly reminding her of things?
No, never.
Okay.
Because like I'm saying, it's not even just stuff that I'm forgetting to do, even though that's a part of it, right? It's more so because she's the one that's most invested, like she's the one that's taking care of most of the stuff. So like, would you agree that like you got a girl, right? Your girl is with your kids right now. You know what I'm saying? Like she's doing all your kids stuff, she's doing all your family stuff, like she does the majority of that stuff. So when you come home,
she does those things because I tell her that this is the direction of the relationship and this is the direction that our family is headed to. So I need you to do X, Y, Z. And then she gets the job done. So I give my woman direction and my woman submits to my direction and she follows my lead. That's how it goes in my household. My woman never has to remind me of something that I forgot to do. My woman never has to remind me of something that I need to do. Because you know why she doesn't have to remind me of those things? Because I'm on my job. I'm on my purpose. I'm consistently and constantly always doing what I need to do, what a man needs to do, protect and provide and love his family. Since I'm always doing that, since I'm always doing what I need to do as a man, and not saying that's all I do, but I'm speaking about from what women yearn for. All women want security. They want a protector and a provider. The job gets done. Since I'm always doing my job, guess what? The roles never have to reverse. The woman never has to operate in her masculinity and take on the job that I'm supposed to be doing. And I never have to operate in my femininity and take on the job that she's supposed to be doing. The reason why in your relationship, the reason why you want it equal and you want this egalitarian relationship because you lack as a man. You lack in masculinity. You're not doing your job as a man. You don't know your role. How, as a man, does your woman have to remind you to pay this or to do that, And you said she's constantly reminding you of things. This would conclude that you're constantly not doing your job.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Now let's go back.
I agree,
That's fine.
I agree that I'm not. Look, this is what I'm saying. That you were telling me I'll be lying. I don't lie. I don't have no reason to lie about this.
Okay, but the conclusion.
If that's what you do, Cooley, if you always on your shit and you don't ever have to be reminded of anything by your wife or your woman or your whatever, fine. That's great. Congratulations. You're fucking awesome. You're crushing it, right? But most men do. Because most women speak about because most women speak about the labor that they have to do. So I know for a fact that most women are telling men the same thing that my wife has had to tell me. So listen, man,
if you know these things about women, if you know that it's not, if women are like venting about these things because they're talking like, oh, I got to tell my man to do this, I got to tell my man to do that. Let's just say everything you saying is true. And to a degree, I can agree that there's a lot of men that aren't really on their job. They're not doing their duty. So the woman has to pick up the man's slack. I do agree with that. But this would conclude that when we're speaking about who should lead the relationship, obviously, if the woman is venting and complaining because she has to be in a leadership position, this would conclude that she's not comfortable leading. This would conclude that she's actually looking for you to lead if she's telling you that you need to get your stuff together, which would conclude to my first question, do women want a leader? They do want a leader. If she didn't want a leader, she wouldn't be telling you what you need to do. Listen, you just lost this entire debate. This was a debate. You didn't even know. You wasn't even aware that this was a debate on who should lead, men or women.
Debating you on it. What's the debate here? What am I
Listen,
disagreeing
bro,
with?
I'll say it again.
That most women,
I spoke with
wait.
passion because it's entertainment.
Are you trying to say that? Are you trying to say, because all I've been telling you is most men are not able to lead the way that you're describing it, first and foremost. Secondly,
Then
I don't think you're a leader.
I said
I'm gonna be honest with you, Cooley. I know for a fact you're not a leader in your home because
okay, cool, man. You don't know what you're talking about, bro. You don't know what you're talking about. Listen, buddy. What I'm saying is this, man. What I'm saying is this. At the end of the day, bro. At the end of the day, you are in a listen, bro. At the end of the day, you are in a relationship with a woman. You are in a relationship with a woman that needs to tell you what to do, and she's leading the relationship. Let's get back to the debate, my friend.
What's their name?
Okay, I'll let you speak.
Okay,
you want to know names
know.
of doctors?
So
you want to know if... Let me answer your questions, bro. Don't go nowhere.
Go ahead. I'm just saying.
Because I see you want to move the goalposts, so I'll give you what you want. Why would I schedule a doctor's appointment for my children when I am the leader of the relationship and I appoint my woman to do the scheduling? I said, listen, you do this.
Got you. I knew you was
This is no got you. This is I give my woman direction and you take direction from your woman. No, this what that is. This is what I tried to tell you. No, listen, buddy. I'll let you get it out. You asked your questions. You throw on the caps. Listen, bro. Stop it here. Stop it here. No, you being caught right now. You tried to run from the topic of leadership, but we're gonna get back on it. But I want you to know that guess what? Cool. We talking over one another. But listen, we talking over one another. Listen. We talking over one another, man. Chill out.
I know. Let me
need to teach him gender roles.
Hold on, wait. I'm not gonna brother.
Yeah, he ain't. Don't go nowhere.
You're not about to sit here and grandstand. You gonna let me talk?
No. Listen, man. Listen. No. Stop. I literally let you go on and you ask questions and you make false assumptions about things. I would have to put you on mute because you're just talking. You're just talking. You're just talking. You're not listening. Time out. This is crazy. I'm not even speaking to the leader in the household. Let me speak to the leader in the household. Put your chick on the phone. Put your girl on the phone. Listen, bro, I don't want to speak to you. You're not qualified to speak to me. Leaders on.
I think we got the point because they just going
They over here
on
arguing
yeah.
back and forth now. This is crazy. He didn't muted the man.
Yeah, they just going on and on about nothing now. So at the end of the day, that was interesting as hell, for real, to say the least. Like,
Very.
My guy says that his wife tells him what to do and runs the whole orchestration at the home. And then I understand that aspect of, like, because it's no different than me. I say my saying to you, what is my saying to you all the time? Hey, this your house. I just come in here and sleep and pay bills.
Great.
I don't know where nothing is. I don't know. Hey, if it's broke, I know I need to fix it. And I know if the bill comes in the house, I know I need to pay it.
Right.
Everything else is all up to your discretion. So at the end of the day, in the house, I do believe that women do take on more of a leadership role to a degree, because I think that the house still has to be run the way that the man wants it to be run. So is the woman really a leader in that sense if the man is telling the lady what to do and giving her the right and power to do certain things and delegating her with certain things to do or tasks?
That's a difficult question. I would say that you're right. The woman does take more of a leadership role in the household. Obviously, the man has to give direction, but when that man is no longer present, it's up to the woman to, fulfill what the man has put forth for her to do. So therefore, she does take over that leadership in the home when he's not present. But that's all under his direction.
So then that goes back to the question then, is that actual leadership? Or is that...
It's still a form of leadership, yes.
I think it's more of a supervision. I would call it more like a supervisor. So like, in an organization, your supervisor is the person that carries out the duties that the owner wants to see the vision of the company. The workers obviously do the work. In this situation, in the relationship, you got the man that's supposed to be the lead in the house, who would technically be considered the owner of the business or the corporation or of the relationship. Given the fact that men grant relationships, so that would be also the same idea that, well, since I own the relationship title and I bestow you with this relationship title, well, now you wearing a Lakers jersey, baby, so you gotta act as a Laker. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So at the same time, you're not. So if I come home and I don't like the state of the house, I'm like, oh shit, bro, you ain't cleaned up nothing. Like, why is there dishes over here, and why is my underwear over there on the window, and why is it still dirty? Why my bathroom look like this, or why the bed ain't made? Why ain't no food made? All right, well, do that lady still get to do the same thing tomorrow and expect no repercussion? No, because that means that if she did do that and that did have no repercussion, then yeah, she is the leader of that house for sure.
Right.
And those situations do happen, although it doesn't last, and those relationships definitely end because a woman does want a man with leadership abilities and can give direction and can make sound decisions. However, I don't believe that a woman wants to be dictatorshiped, where she feels like what Cooley is saying, where, nah, I do everything. I know everything. I'm everywhere. Bro, you got to be perfect to be able to do that. Like, who, like my man said, who in the hell wants to have all that responsibility?
Right. That's just a big stress.
Man, that's the whole reason
It's a
why I
big
got a
stressor.
girl.
Right. She's
Girl,
supposed
take
to be,
care of these shits that I don't need to be. Man,
she's
help
supposed to
me.
be the helpmate, and for him to kind of bash him, for Cooley to bash the guy for like basically saying that he's lacking in his masculinity because his woman is having to constantly remind him. I just don't see it that way personally, because at the end of the day, we're a helpmate. So help mate, like help you.
Yeah.
So like if you need reminding of things, what's wrong with that? Hey, I'm here to help.
That's tough, because I get it in a certain degree, but I don't get it at the same time, because like, no, bro, you can't call somebody not a man because, or not being masculine because they forget things.
Well, he
or
didn't call
whatever.
him not masculine. He said he's lacking in his
he's
masculinity.
Nigga, you ain't masculine, nigga. Like, nigga, you feminine. You got fingernail paint on. Your wife run the house. You're not even a leader. You a bitch, basically, is what he was saying for real. And for lack of better words, he basically calling the man a bitch. But at the end of the day, it's like, okay, well, as a human being, you're going to forget things. Like, it's not possible for you to be on top of everything all the time. That's a flawless person, and flawless people aren't real.
And the guy has a pretty valid point too. Women, because we do involve ourselves so much inside of the home and kind of like control that part of it, we have the tendency to remember more because we're dealing with the majority in the home.
So, babe, don't forget to go. You gotta go to the post office tomorrow and drop off that package for Miss Arlene.
Right. Something simple like that.
Simple like that. Like the way Cooley just made it. I really don't want to believe that he's like. I think he just was like kind of exaggerating.
Maybe so.
Because even like Buddy said, bro, how are you gonna tell her when the kid need to go to the doctor?
Right, you're not even setting
up the doctor's appointment.
Right, you don't even know the doctor's name.
Yeah, and why do you need to even? Why are you even involving yourself with a doctor's appointment when you're supposed to be taking care of
you working,
making money?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's like, bro, come on, dog. Like certain things is delegated for the woman to have control over. Like especially when it comes to these kids to a certain age, the mother is the one that solely takes control of that kid.
We're the nurturers.
Once that kid gets to another certain level of life, now that's when the dad takes control, and he's the one that's giving guidance and the direction and everything of that nature. But I don't know, he kind of was just like super overboard with it, and Buddy also was super overboard with it, to say the least. But I mean, he admitted he was a beta, so I mean,
of course,
I guess when you admit that you're a beta, you got to accept that,
right?
That's beta material behavior.
And he's comfortable in his life, and he's happy with how things are going, and clearly his marriage is good.
From what we know.
From what we know. So obviously, from what we know.
Because I don't even know how long Buddy been married for. And I mean, obviously he's in his 40s. And I don't know how many marriages they've had collectively between them, two of them, kids, situation. Like, it's a lot that plays a part in that. They could have just been married for real.
That's
and
true.
She might just be cool with it for now, but like your girl Gabrielle Union, she don't even want to do 50-50 no more. Let's pull that up real quick. Where was that a YouTube thing?
No.
Gabrielle Union. 50,
it was a news break thing.
Is a news break thing. I don't want to go 50-50 anymore with Dwayne Wade. Oh, Anton Daniels covered this.
Okay, there you go. I see it. There you go.
Yeah, he just covered this. He done beat us to the punch. Yeah, look at
You
him.
know, I famously said 50-50 or bust, right? And
so in this video, I mean, you got the context of this one, but from my understanding, right, I mean, obviously the title says she doesn't want to go 50-50 anymore.
Right.
Which leads to obviously understanding that she was once going 50-50 with Dwayne Wade. Do you know anything about that?
Not too much, no. I'm just now hearing about this.
So I think it was like, I want to say maybe 3 years ago. Sometime it wasn't too far off, but it wasn't too recent either. They came out and they was like, yeah, we split our bills 50-50. I work, he works, we both get good money. Da, da, da. Yeah, it sounds good in theory, but anytime you ever ask females, do you really want to go 50-50 on bills, it's always a more so like a 60-40 or a 70-30 thing.
Yeah, and he's gonna, I know Dwayne definitely explains that whole 50-50 too, because it wasn't really 50-50.
Right.
It was more on his end than it was her end, quote unquote.
Right, of course it was going to be that way, because it's more so like, like the women want to pay the utility bills. They don't want to pay the rent and the car note. They want to pay the insurance, not the car note.
The smaller bills.
Yeah,
like the phone bill.
bill.
Yeah, let me get
You know
let me get that. Let the water bill.
Yeah, I got the water bill. Yeah. The gas? No, I don't want the gas bill. You keep the gas bill over there.
Facts.
I do the lights for you though.
Yeah.
It's
But she definitely expresses her anxiety towards having to be able to uphold her part of the finances due to, lack of not knowing if she's going to get the next gig or not, or, what I'm saying, like if she's going to be able to afford it. So that's why she came out with this.
Well, I want to see what I wanted to see the actual thing. But
and I meant that in every financially, spiritually, emotionally. And there's just a lot of days that I have 10% and I need him to be 90. There's days I don't have shit and I need him to be 100. And I realized that so much of, my anxiety, I was diagnosed with PTSD after being sexually assaulted at 19. The extreme anxiety, the anxiety attacks, the being hyper-focused on efficiency and time and being fiercely independent are
How old is Gabrielle Union?
I'm not sure. I think she's in her late 30s, probably early 40s.
Late 30s?
Is she in her late 30s, early 40s?
How old is Gabrielle? Man, hold up, man. Because she said she was sexually assaulted when she was 19.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
52 years
Whoa,
old.
she's much older than I thought.
Yeah, when
Goodness
you said
gracious.
that late 30 thing, I was like, nah, hold up, nah, she's not even, she's not even
Jeez,
close to my
I'm
age, because
way
I know I
off.
was crushing on her when I was just a little
You know
teenage
what? You're
boy.
right. Yeah, because
Well,
we was
hold up
watching.
now.
That's crazy.
She's 52
Goodness.
right now.
Times 5.
Man, ain't no way she did that. Ain't no way she did that. We gonna get back to that though.
Trauma responses.
Did that.
And when
I
I
see-
started
I
to
know he
really
probably gonna say
unpack that,
Mm-hmm.
a couple years ago, I was a part of my girlfriend Octavia Spencer's show, Truth Be Told, and it was about girls in the Bay Area where I was sexually assaulted, Black girls, brown girls in the Bay going through this. And there was the culmination was on the courthouse steps of the Alameda County Courthouse, the same courthouse I testified in front of the grand jury. And something in me broke, just broke. And I'm not even one of those people who can cry on cue, child. I'm like, bring in the menthol. But something in me broke. And it felt wild. I am a very controlled person. And I was going home every day crying to my husband. And he's like, who is this person? And I was remembering smells, sounds, feelings that my brain, thank God, had blocked out for, it was 92. So how many years is that? It's going to be 33 years. Had blocked out. And it came back in a whoosh. And I realized so much more about myself and what I survived and the power of your brain and the power of your body. But I was ready to finally deal with all of it and start the work on releasing the new things that came up. But part of that work that I'm still working on is that trauma response. Timing myself doing the dishes, like timing everything. And when people are late, it's rude, but it makes me feel like you hate me, that you want something terrible to happen to me. It's not just, you got caught in traffic. It's you want something terrible to happen to me. Because as long as I can control time, as long as, as my brain is constantly moving and I'm thinking of every scenario, and people are like, oh, you're so quick-witted. I'm like, no, I thought about this question a billion times. It's a trauma response. It's never wanting to be so out of control. I don't have control over what is happening to my body. And 50-50 is I'm not going to be vulnerable enough to trust you with 100% of anything. Not my heart, not my cash, not my, my energy.
All of this to basically walk back what she said to you guys. And this is why you got to be careful who you listen to, regardless of whether it's a famous person, because just because they're famous and just because they've made movies does not mean that they are the person that you should be listening to when it comes to making sure that your relationship is what it's supposed to be. Now, what I heard may be different from what you hear. And so feel free to be able to comment inside of the comments and let me know what you think about what you think she's saying versus what I'm about to tell you that she's saying. And more importantly, I always like to give credit to the content creators, so the link back down to their platform for you to go and watch the entirety of this interview is going to be down in the description of the video. But what I hear personally is a long road to come back to the idea that you ultimately don't want to be equal to men. You want to now reserve and put yourself back into your femininity after you preach the message of equal. And the fact of the matter is, now you don't want to be equal because it requires for you to do things that men do, which is to never cut it off and to always have to be on your game and bringing in resources when it comes to paying for half of that mortgage and half of that car and half of this lifestyle and half of all of this travel and half of everything. No. And I'm not giving nobody a pass in 2025 and beyond. I am going to be empathetic to whatever it is that I think is being communicated, but I do not 100% agree with the fact that they won't just own the fact that they gave bad information, and now that they've put themselves in this position, it's hard for them to just say, you know what, I was wrong. Men are ultimately the ones that are the strongest, the smartest, the wisest, they grind harder, they have a body that's built for them to be able to endure longer. And ultimately, I should have just reserved myself and stayed in my femininity and stayed 50-50, and I gave bad advice. But instead, they're going to blame it on the past. They're going to blame it on a trauma response. I'm timing dishes and all of this other bullshit. The reality is this. They were wrong. And instead of just owning it, we got to take this long road through all of the side streets.
Yeah, so
in the neighborhoods.
That's wild.
I heard that's what I read too when I was reading it. But as I stated, Dwayne Wade was on Shay Shay Show, and he broke down that whole 50-50 thing.
Here you go, right here.
Man, you stay on there. I mean, you be blowing up the internet. Whether it's you,
bro, I'm listening. I don't know how I'm always in pop culture, man.
Yeah, you and Gabby.
Well, my wife.
Your wife, because she made the comment about you and her split 50-50.
Yeah, let's get into that.
Can you
get into that.
Can you clarify what you mean? Because that's very
into that a little bit.
That's very unique. And I don't know if I've ever heard of a situation, especially a married couple.
Yeah.
I don't care, we dating.
Yeah.
That thing might be, hey, I got the movie tickets, you get the popcorn and the candy.
Yeah,
if we take us out to dinner,
Oh, God, them is hard. They got sweatpants and jeans.
Oh, it is.
That's
I'm just now actually
fire.
seeing that.
Oh man,
Interesting.
That's in the memory bank.
you leave the tip, you do the valet.
Yeah.
But she's like 50-50 household, and I think she kind of explained it. But I got you here so you can explain it.
You know what I was saying? I was like, you know what's crazy? When you have, it's think pieces that's going around the world
Right.
about me and my wife.
Right.
And I haven't given no color to this.
Right.
But it's think pieces going around about me as a man.
Right.
And I'm like,
Make that man make his wife spend 50-50. What kind of man is that? I
So
thought the same thing too, D. With I ain't gonna lie.
you thought the same thing?
Yeah, when you make up, I say, how you gonna make that woman pay? He got all that cheese. He making her pay 50.
All right, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So the whole 50-50 concept.
Right.
Okay, so I understand what 50-50 means.
Right.
50-50 means that everything in life, you got your half and I got my half.
Right.
And we're gonna put this shit together
Right.
and try to make 100.
Right.
Okay.
We buy $200 worth of groceries. You put in 100. I put in 100.
That's how 50-50 goes.
That's how we look at
That is not how our relationship works. All right? We don't see everybody think 50-50. They think, hey, if he getting a sandwich, you got to put 50% on that.
Right.
He got 100, 200, whatever people think I got.
Right.
That's not how it works.
Right.
50-50 in our household is, first of all, let's say I have 20 to 50 responsibilities.
Right.
And my wife have 20 to 50 responsibilities. And when I say that, that means she has a mother, she has her sisters, she has her dad, she has a lot of things that she's responsible for.
Right.
You know what she does?
Right.
She pays 100% of that.
Right.
You know what I do? I pay 100% of my life. When our life come together, my wife is a working actress
Right.
who spends time away from the family to go work,
Do our job.
build.
Right.
We decided together, because I think I said one time we was in Miami, I said something about it being my house that I paid for.
Uh-oh.
My wife looked at me, she was like, you will never say that to me again when it's something that we share. And so my wife was like, that when we moved to LA, I got half on it. You will never say my house again.
Wow.
She said, you can say that in the arena.
Yeah.
And so in our life, our home, 50-50, we purchased it together.
Right.
Our daughter, anything that goes on with our daughter, 50-50, we
Right.
share it together. Right. Now, it's some things I pick up versus some things she pick up, but she does something, I do something.
Right.
If we take a yacht trip, we could do it 50-50, or I can do it myself. But my wife is a working woman.
Right.
She's a boss and an independent woman in her own life.
Right.
She's like, I'm gonna put, you know what, that little 200 that you was gonna spend on this.
We see where that boss and independent woman got you. Now she walked back on everything and she don't want to do 50-50 no more, dog. What is you talking about? That's crazy. That don't even make sense what you just said. Neither one of them just made sense for real.
Yeah.
They walked back to everything they've been preaching and trying to do this whole entire time.
But yeah, she just doesn't want to do it anymore. I feel like she just wanted to piggyback off anything she could grasp on to make it excusable why she doesn't want to do 50-50 anymore. I do understand trauma and things like that, though. I get that, and maybe she hasn't actually healed from that fully. But we can't make those as excuses either.
You saying you think that at 52 years old, Gabrielle Union, somebody who been acting since she was a teenager, didn't take the money that she needed to take to go get herself a therapist to work through those traumas?
Well, some people don't actually open up to heal for real, and they'll talk, but sometimes they never actually get healed, and she's a boss babe, so she that's to be expected that she probably didn't open up enough to heal.
I give you that. We can go with that idea that maybe she didn't heal from.
We can carry traumas for a long time.
But what the hell does that got to do with you saying you don't want to pay 50-50 no more if you such a boss independent babe?
Yeah, that's why I say to me the two wasn't aligning. I didn't get that part. I just take it that she just doesn't want to do it anymore.
You can't be a boss independent babe and then say you don't want to be a boss independent babe but still call yourself a boss independent babe.
Yeah.
It don't work.
Yeah, it doesn't.
That's really, I feel, man, I don't. That's really why their house is messed up though. You know about their kid?
I don't know anything about their situation. I don't really follow celebrities and things of that nature.
They got a son that won't that. They got a Timmy that think they Tammy.
Oh.
And he went through it. I think he went through with the operation, or was planning on going through with an operation.
Interesting.
And they support it.
Well, I hate to say this, but Dwayne is over there looking a little flamboyant himself, so it wouldn't be surprising.
Dang.
Do you see how he been waving his hands and crossing his legs, and you ain't been paying attention?
Man, we been had conversations about Dwayne.
I haven't.
No, I'm not saying me and you. I'm saying like there's been things coming and going about them, but I don't want to get into that. I don't do all the gossip and stuff. I don't even want to.
Right, that's here nor there.
Yeah, but those are the facts that he does have a son that Timmy thinks they're Tammy, and they're going. I mean, they support it, so I mean,
okay.
He acknowledges he has a boss independent chick, and he's cool with that. So that kind of goes to the thing about what we originally spoke about is like who actually leads and which way is actually right. I kind of it's hard because different strokes for different folks for sure, but in a general sense, if we speaking generally, given the fact that the 6-figure earners and the 7-figure earners and all these big dog people is obviously like just like 1 or 2% of the population, or maybe a little bit more, maybe 5% of the population or something. That would mean that generally speaking, most people are middle class or lower class people.
I think that's safe to say.
If that's the case, the relationship that Cooley was speaking on, as far as like he does everything, he provides all this and he pays all this and he does all that. Well, that only can work if you're that, like if you're in that position where you have the money to be able to support and provide in that way. The majority of people do not have the money to live that way, and especially with inflation and the way that everything is getting more and more expensive, you typically gotta have 2 people in a household working in order to make ends meet, especially with the demands of trying to enjoy a little bit of life, like not feel like you just out here busting your ass every single day and not getting any reward for paying all your bills and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, egalitarian relationship can work, but it can't be female led. I don't believe, in my opinion, I don't believe that it can be female led. I think it still has to be male led, but respecting and understanding the pivotal role that a woman does play in the house. And I think that will make a more healthier partnership, not a partnership, because that's a scary word. I think it would make for a better union if people took the time to actually sit back and understand the strengths and weaknesses of each partner,
Right.
and acknowledge those, and not have this unrealistic as idea set for, oh well, you can't do this for me, so I can't be with you, or you're not this way, so I like. For a 5'4" female to say she not dating a 5'6" dude or a 5'8" dude because she be taller than him if she wear her 3-inch or 4-inch heels is crazy, bro. Like, how you gonna? How you want the perfect man? They not all out here like that. Like,
Yeah, some people's expectations are just way too high.
They be countless times on them like pop balloon challenges. You see them folks be like, oh yeah, he's too short. I pop my balloon because he's too short. And then they stand up beside each other and she looking up to him. It's like, bro, what is you talking about? Why do you want a giant?
Just shorter than her liking.
Man. And then you don't want to give him no chance. Like, it's just no chance. It's just over with because he's short. I'm glad I don't have to deal with short people problems, but that's just crazy work.
Right. It is.
But anyways, it's been real. You got anything else you want to talk about? Anything else been on your mind? Pondering? Or do you think that we need to elaborate on answering this question? Do you think that we answered the question good? Do you think that yeah, what you think?
Yeah, I agree with what you were saying. I feel like relationships should be male led, with the respects of the woman's attributes to the home, and her opinions about things should be like valid to some degree. But you know, us as women are very emotional, so I don't see, and I'm not saying all women obviously, but most of us are very emotional, so it's like for us to be trying to lead a home, eventually there comes breaking points, like as you see with Gabrielle, even after 30 years of her being a boss babe, like she's literally telling you like she can't take it anymore, like she's tired. So it's like, you know, we need to just stay in our lane for real. That's just how I see it.
I do think that that's a major issue for sure. Females is trying to take off more or bite off more than they can chew. Mm-hmm. And it's all just to try and prove a point that you can.
You're strong. You can do more than a man, or you're stronger than a man. Yeah,
just biologically, you are not made to be that. Like,
right.
But I do also have to say it's a little bit more with all of that too.
It is, because culture makes it so hard for women not to want to fall in that line though.
Yeah,
that makes it very difficult.
And then certain guys make it easy for a female to think that we like you like that.
That's very true.
Don't like you like that.
Yep, they mislead.
I wonder if women actually ever think about, like, how were you treated when you were young before you, like, actually popped out and really started doing your 1-2, like, sleeping with Tom, Dick, and Harry and doing whatever you was doing. And you might not have noticed the changes of who you were personally or how your personality was changing, but everybody else was. So, like, they started treating you maybe more so this way.
I think that's all about your sense of direction too. That's like almost jumping into another topic though. It's like, if you were raised by your father, was your father around? Did you grow up in a single home? You know, how were things in your home? Because it all starts at home. It all starts from childhood and how your mother treated you, how your father treated you,
Yeah,
or if they were even present.
But yeah, but I'm saying like, okay, like, all right, you ever seen a kid and you was like, dang, that kid's so innocent. So you treated that kid a certain way.
Well, all
like,
kids are innocent.
You
We're talking below a certain age point.
Yeah,
we're talking below a certain age point.
You went there. No. All kids aren't innocent. We talking about teenage kids though.
Oh,
we
okay.
About like
okay.
high school, might be a senior. Like you like, dang, I could tell that's a good kid. Like that kid is probably going places.
Mm-hmm.
But then you also see the other kid that's like, nigga, you been into some things. Like you been doing things you ain't had no business doing yet.
Yeah, but that's also about home.
You take both of these kids. Do you treat both of these kids the exact same?
Well, you can't.
So that's what I'm saying when I say, like, okay, think about females when they were actually like these innocent little byproducts of just life and dreams and things. And then they actually dabbled in this and they dabbled in that and they did this with this person, they did that with this person, they've been in this relationship, that relationship. And over time, like, I know once you get to like 35 or something and you're still single and you're still just unsuccessful in a relationship, I know at some point you kind of like, damn, you know what? I just realized I just answered my own question. Women don't never see it. It's crazy. That's crazy. You never see it. You actually never see the difference in how men treated you from the time you were a virgin until the time you were actually out there in the streets. Really, you become a 40-year-old woman that's like, men ain't shit, and be divorced and had 20 different relationships and 3 different kids by 2 different baby dads and still looking for love and still looking for marriage, but still not understanding why you can't find Mr. Right, but not understanding that you not even the same person that you was when Mr. Right was looking for you for real.
Right.
That's crazy. Holy shit. That's just the facts right there. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up on that one. You got anything else you want to say?
No.
Because man, that just opened up a new episode. We're gonna have to have a talk about that because that's crazy. I can't believe, bro. So y'all really don't realize that, huh?
That's why there's so many single women that are above the age of 30.
Well, you a fortunate one because you've been off the market since you was fresh off the market. You did. I was first. All right, that's all.
This man's silly.
Whoa, she got that diaper, y'all. That diaper done came off.